Okay, writing equations in slope-intercept form. Let's check it out. So I'm going to go through a couple things we did in class. Just some examples kind of show you here in case you need extra help or you were absent or whatever. So the first thing here is we're taking an equation and we're trying to graph it onto the graph, right? So we know from before that slope-intercept form, so let's start with that, is y equals mx plus b. And in order to graph something, you have to make sure your equation is in that order and ready to go. So like when I look at this, my y matches up with the y equals m is 1/2, x plus b is this end part here, okay? So I would say if I'm identifying my m and my b, m is 1/2, b is -6. This is really all you need to graph an equation on a number line, or on a coordinate grid, I should say. Right? If you just know the slope and the y-intercept, that's what this is, right? Slope is m, y-intercept, like where it crosses the y-axis at. If you know that, then you could just make the whole line. So we say in class, you begin with the b, right? Begin with b, move with the slope, move with the m, right? Begin with b, move with m. So if we're beginning with b at -6, I'm going to go down 6 spaces and put a point right there. Okay, so I begin with the b, I begin with the y-intercept. Now I'm going to move with my m. My m is 1/2. 1/2 means rise of 1, run of 2. So I go up 1, I go to the right 2. So here, that would be like this. I'm going up 1 over 2. So I end right here. I want to get 3 points on here. I do the same thing, I'm going right there. Okay, so rise and run. Okay, now I'm going to zoom out. I'm going to make my line through these points. So put it like that, drag it on top. Okay, arrows, arrows, looks like that. All right, so let's get into today. So today, remember, our focus is writing the equation in slope-intercept form. So I'm going to go through a few different examples, a few different types of problems you may run into. Okay, and we'll check out how we do those. So this one, it says just kind of like a recap page. M represents the slope and B represents the y-intercept. We already kind of talked about that, but it's good to just recap again. Okay, so M is the slope, B is the y-intercept. So down here, it says, write the equation of a line whose slope is 4 and y-intercept is 9. So I could say slope is 4, slope equals 4, y-intercept equals 9. I know it has to go like this, y equals mx plus b. So if my m is 4, that's going to go here. And if my b is 9, that's going to go here. So I could say y equals 4x plus 9. Okay, so just y equals 4x plus 9. Okay, let's keep rolling here. First orange one here, right? It says, write the slope-intercept form of the equation. So now we have the equation on the graph, and we have to kind of work backwards. So I'm going to start by finding what is the m, what is the slope? Well, to find slope, we go from point to point. So I'm going to start at this left point. I'm going to get down to the right point. I would have to go down 1 and over 4, it looks like. So this is going to be -1, a rise of -1, a run of 4. Okay, so my slope is -1/4. The b is the point where it crosses the y-axis. That's right here. B looks like it's 3. It's 3 spaces above the origin. So if I have to write the equation now, I would say it's got to be like this, right? So I would say, okay, m is -1/4 x, b is a +3. So it should be -1/4 x plus 3. I can also know, like when I look at this originally, I can tell this is a negative slope because it's going down as you go to the right. That should be an indicator that this m is negative as well. So if it's not negative in your answer, but you have a negative looking line, something's messed up there. And you'll need to take a look at it again. These next two are just kind of special situations. Okay, so if I'm looking at the slope here, right, the slope would be 0. There's no slope. It's just totally flat. The b looks like it's at 8, I think. Let me just double check. 2, 4, 6, 8. Yeah, b is at 8. Slope is 0. So if I go into my equation, right, and I say y equals mx plus b, and if I fill this in, if b is 0 plus 8, well, 0 times x would just kind of cancel out, right? And I would just have y equals 8. So y equals 8 is a horizontal line crossing the y-axis at 8. Okay, so for horizontal lines, it'll look like that, y equals 8. For these ones, right, my slope, I can't find the slope. We're going to call that undefined. You can't go from like if you look at these points, you have to go from the left point to the right point. There is no left or right point. They're like stacked on top of each other. And b is also undefined, right? Because it doesn't cross the y-axis. It crosses the x-axis. So what you're going to say instead is just x equals, and then you say what the x-intercept is. So here you'd say x-intercept looks like a 4 because it's crossing right there at 4. So a vertical line, undefined slope, no, like undefined y-intercept, you would just say x equals 4 because it crosses at 4. This would be y equals 8 because it crosses the y-axis at 8. Okay, 2 pages and we'll wrap it up here. So this one says, write the slope-intercept form of an equation with the given slope and y-intercept. Real easy, right? We say y equals m is 1/5, x plus b is 2/3. So this is just y equals 1/5 x plus 2/3. Just plug them in, right? If b is negative, by the way, you would just say, if this was negative 2/3, you just say 1/5 x minus 2/3. That's the only difference. Last thing, we got to come up with the equation here. Okay, we have to know 2 things, right? We need to know the m, we need to know the b. So if we look at the m, you're gonna have to make your own points on this thing. You got to find where the red line crosses those grids in the background. To me, it looks like it's crossing here. So I'm going to put a point there. And it looks like it's crossing here, right, and here. So I can kind of see that happening kind of in that step kind of format. So the b is the point where it crosses the y-axis at. That looks like it's negative 2, 4, 6. So we're going to say b is negative 6. Okay? The m is going to be the slope. So we'll say 1, 2, 3, rise of 3, run of 1. So if it's 3 over 1, that just equals 3. So now I know the m and the b. So I'm going to go down here and say y equals mx plus b. Y equals 3x minus 6. Right? Okay. So this looks right. This is a positive slope. I've got a positive 3 as my slope. It's crossing at negative 6. That's the minus 6. So everything matches up. All right. Looks good. Nice. Okay. See you guys later.